crabs.
Crabominable
yes.
snowman.
Haha, Quentin found the pun.
I'm so fast.
Oh my
for
god,
camera,
did you see
bro.
how long it took Trey to get it though?
Trey, if you keep acting like that, I swear I will kiss you.
Are we leaving that in too, or are you gonna cut it?
Probably cut that part.
That's stupid. Leave it.
Yeah, Nick, weave it.
Why did you do that?
Jack, as soon as there's 3 seconds of silence, please start.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another PokeBroadcast. Today we'll be discussing the Vivid Voltage that is to be released in. Someone fill me in because November. Yeah, I knew that. That's. I was just getting there. All right, my audio's a little staticky. So I think Nick, start us off. Just read off a few of the first things that we have written down here in our notes, and just kind of go over them.
We're just kind of going down the set list, talking about the things that were interesting or could be good. Quick look at. We're gonna start off with Shiftry. Shiftry, its ability. It's 150 HP, grass type, 3 retreat cost, and its ability, Spirit Double. The effect of each supporter card in your opponent's hand becomes draw 3 cards. So from now on, your opponent does not get to discard their hand and draw 7. They don't get to force you to shuffle your hand and put it at the bottom of your deck. They don't get to switch your active Pokemon around. They only get to draw 3 cards. Everything becomes a hop. Every single supporter. And then, so that's just kind of an interesting effect. I don't know if it will see that much play, but it's an interesting effect at the very least. And then its attack is pretty decent as well. For 1 grass, 1 colorless, it does 110 damage, and you may have your opponent switch their active Pokemon with one of their benched Pokemon. So, nothing too crazy on the attack, but something to think about with that interesting ability. Next, we will go on to Orbeetle V. Orbeetle V, it's a 180 HP grass Pokemon with a 1 retreat cost. Its first attack for 1 grass does 20 damage, strafe, and you can switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. So, we've seen this type of attack before, the hit and run type of strategy. And on top of that, its second attack is for a grass and a colorless. It does 50 plus 30 more damage times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. We've seen attacks kind of like that before, just attacks based off of your opponent's energy cards in play. But the big thing is that it evolves into Orbeetle V Max. Orbeetle V Max has 310 HP and 1 retreat cost. Pretty low HP for a V Max, but its ability, Mysterious Beam, once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may put 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's Pokemon. So you can get a lot of spread damage in this way. You can switch between Orbeetles and use each one's Mysterious Beam ability. Its attack is pretty good as well. Very similar to Orbeetle V. It does, for a grass and a colorless, it does 50 plus 50 more damage times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. The only weird part about this is that I feel like the attack and the ability don't really synergize in a sense. The ability is a lot more about spreading, but the G-Max wave is just about hitting your opponent's active based off how much energy they have on. And it doesn't actually do that much damage. 1, your opponent has to have their Pokemon powered up, and 2, most attacks are 3 energy cards or less. So 3 energy cards, G-Max wave still only does 200 damage. Which is funny to think about, saying only 200 damage. But in this day and age, it just doesn't quite cut it on a VMAX Pokemon. And the last grass Pokemon from this set, we believe it's supposed to be in this set, is Zarude V. For 2 colorless, first it has 210 HP grass-type Pokemon, 1 retreat cost. For 2 colorless, it does 50 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. And the second attack for 2 grass energy, it does 100 damage. You may attach up to 2 basic energy cards from your hand to your bench Pokemon any way you like. If you attach energy to a Pokemon in this way, heal all damage from that Pokemon. So, very reminiscent of Mega Sceptile EX from back in the day, because I'm pretty sure it's the exact same attack except Zarude, you get to put any 2 basic energy cards. It does not. It doesn't have to be grass energy cards, which is something to note. Yeah, I don't know if he'll be that playable though, just because 100 damage isn't that much, and it also only has 210 HP. So like a lot of things will one-shot it. So it can maybe be like a tech card for like maybe Orbeetle or maybe Rillaboom or something. I don't know. Well, we will see. But I will pass it over to Quentin.
All right. The first card that I'm going to be talking about is the Charizard in this set. It's pretty cool. It has the Battle Sense ability. Once during your turn, you may look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand. Discard the other 2. It also has 170 HP and a 3 retreat cost. And then its attack, King Blaze, for 2 fire, 100 plus 50 for each Leon in your discard pile. Now that's pretty interesting. I don't recall another Pokemon's attack that referenced like a number of supporters in your discard. Seems like a pretty interesting mechanic, at least. And Leon is a new supporter in this set. When you play it, your Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to the opponent's active until end of turn, I believe. So that's a little bit of cool synergy. 50 more for each Leon. If you played one that turn, another 30. So you're looking at, if you've played 2 or discarded 2, you're already looking at 200 damage. If you play one, an extra 30. So I guess the damage cap for this attack would be 300 for 2 energy, which is pretty crazy. Or 330.
330.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you play that. 340 if you play a band. That's a dead Eternatus.
That is a dead Eternatus.
Big brain.
So this Charizard does have some potential. It's a little iffy to get set up because you need all of this supporter in your discard rather than, where you want your supporters in your hand. But anyways, moving on to the next Pokemon. There's cool Flareon, Vaporeon, and Jolteon in this set, all with a similar ability. It's very cool. It shuts down abilities of certain types. So Flareon's Scorching Awakening, if it has a memory capsule card attached to it, each player's grass Pokemon have no abilities. On Vaporeon, if it has a memory capsule, have abilities. And Jolteon, water Pokemon lose their abilities. Their attacks are all kind of, meh.
Flareon loses.
Flareon for 3.
All right, sorry. I think you cut out there. Vaporeon shuts off fire type abilities, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just wanted to clarify.
Video cut out. Yeah. Sorry if my video skipped there, but
Very good.
yeah, Vaporeon's attack, 1 water, 1 colorless, 70 damage. Flareon, 2 fire and a colorless, 100 damage. And Jolteon, 1 lightning and 2 colorless for 90. All, decent non-V numbers, I guess. It's a little underwhelming. Just, we've seen some recent cards that do 180 for 3 damage or for 3 energy. So, 70, 90, little underwhelming. But some pretty fun cards if you were trying to mess around with a memory capsule deck. That's a new tool card. You attach it to your Pokemon or your evolution Pokemon, and it's able to use the attacks of previous evolutions. So that's pretty neat. We've got another Pokemon that I'm going to talk about real quick. Talonflame V, 190 HP, free retreat, weak to lightning, resistant to fighting, and its first attack for 1 colorless energy. If you go first, you can use this attack on your first turn. Nutty. Break the rules. Discard your hand, draw 6.
Bro, we can cheat.
That's pretty great. We can cheat. The card says break the rules. So that's really cool. That is a very, very interesting mechanic. I did not expect Pokemon to do anything like that. Like, here's the format rules. This Pokemon says, ignore the rules. But it's pretty cool. It's a very interesting idea. It has another attack, Bright Wing, For 2 fire and a colorless, it does 160, and you discard 1 energy attached to its Pokemon. So not a bad, 3 energy attack, 160 damage. It's not super strong, but I mean, I think the real draw of this card is its first attack. Just great starter,
see what you did
great
there.
Consistency starter.
The draw. Wow.
He slipped that in there, man.
It was
good.
unintentional.
I was about to say I didn't think it was intentional.
You're welcome.
Making Quinn look like a genius.
Trey, you want to talk about some cards?
All right. Absolutely. Okay, so to start, I'm going to talk about Samurott a little bit, and I think purely I was given this just because Nick knows I don't like Pokemon that have this ability that they take 30 less damage.
Isn't this the second time Samurott has had this ability?
I don't think Samurott's ever had this ability. Has it?
No, Samurott had something very, very similar in Black and White. Black and White had -20, I think.
Did
So.
it?
Oh, was it -20?
I don't remember
I
that.
think
Yeah,
it
it had an ability like it. Yeah, same
It
thing.
was very much, yes.
Yeah,
I believe
it was just
so.
inflated for current damage.
Yes. And I know Nick gave this to me because he knows I don't like his ability. So, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about But, obviously, Shell Armor ability. This Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. And then its attack for 1 water, 2 colorless. You may put 100 for 120. You may put 2 energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand, which, obviously, huge deterrent. I'm not entirely sure how much this card would actually be played as a stage 2. And 120 isn't a huge amount of damage in playing today. So very interesting card, and obviously doing that to somebody is going to be huge in a match. But just an interesting card in general, I'd say. So next we'll go to Galerion Darmanitan V. Sitting at 220 HP with a 2 retreat cost. First attack for 1 water, 1 colorless, 50 damage. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Second attack, 2 water, 1 colorless, 190. This Pokemon also does 30 damage to itself. Hitting a number like 190 is nice. Not necessarily what you want to hit for Vs. All right card. Its first attack for paralyzing is all right. It obviously can't paralyze our Liepard, just for that, our ability where we can't get paralyzed.
Broken
so,
Liepard.
That's the tech, bro.
Exactly.
That's tech.
No, exactly. If that's gonna get text somewhere, it's not gonna do anything. That coin flip does nothing. Just so you all know.
But now Darmanitan V is useless.
Yeah, exactly. There's no point in playing it. No. But okay, so getting on to Galarian Darmanitan V Max, like that. This is the card. I really enjoy not only the art of this card, but just it's intriguing to me. So for 4 water, which sounds incredibly hefty, but with Frostmoth. I know. All right.
The broken moth.
Frostmoth makes this a lot easier. But so for 4 water, 200 damage, and then this attack does 30 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, which is just a huge spread. I mean, if you think about that in a lot of different senses, and especially like Eternatus, like that is a huge spread of damage on there.
Oh yeah.
It's I don't know. That's just a ton. But it's something I'm very intrigued to see later on. I don't know. It's interesting card for sure. And so the last card I'm going to actually talk about is Bariscuda. So
Bro,
really, this card,
bro, you skipped the good one.
I'm sorry, that's not on my list.
What are you talking
the
about?
Cram and Aracuda?
It for sure is. I'm
sure
so sorry.
It
for sure is. I literally have looked at this list so many times and I skipped it. How did I skip that?
How'd you skip the best card in the set, dude? Are you serious?
Man,
BCIF.
All right, I'm so sorry. Cramorant. All right, like okay, 110 HP. First attack for 2 double colorless. Discard any number of Aracuda from your bench. This attack does 60 damage for each card you discarded in this way.
2
2 double colorless?
2 colorless.
Sorry, double colorless. Two colorless.
2 twin energy?
2 colorless, 1 twin energy.
Dude, that art is so sick. What a broken card.
But
sorry.
Yeah, with combination of Aracuda, I mean, this can be an incredible card. I mean, it's I don't know. I don't have much to say about it just because you discard. What?
Because it's filthy. What else do you need to say?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like it kind of explains itself here. Like.
True. How does that work out with Nessa?
Nessa is a.
I don't know because I skipped over this.
Nessa is a supporter card. You put up to 4 in any combination of water Pokemon and water energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. So you grab all of them Aracuda boys back, plop them back on the bench, slap again with Graham.
Busted.
You have it right there.
Jack.
That is super busted.
It's disgusting. It's filthy. Okay, now you can go into Bariscuda.
Since you're
Maybe
so
I don't want to now.
Okay.
Trey feels so disheartened because he forgot about Cramorant.
I did. I totally didn't see it in that list. I'm not gonna lie. But so going on to Bariscuda, for its first attack, for 1 water energy, this attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon for each damage counter on that Pokemon. So, I mean, just can be a ton of damage for a single water energy, which is incredible. I mean, it is stage 1, like you got to kind of think about that as well, but it's a ton of damage. Then second attack, 1 water, 1 colorless. For 60, which I mean, average at best, but very interesting first attack. So, and I could definitely see it being, I don't know, maybe a one of in a Cramorant Aracuda deck.
Bro, you don't even need it in the Cramorant deck, bro. It's just that good. You don't even need the text.
Dude, you want it because then you hit a Eternatus for 180. They're like, yo, bud, I'm just gonna switch this to the bench, idiot. And you're like, Bariscuda, water energy, bam, smack him.
Gonzo.
I didn't even think about that, dude.
Smack him.
Just smack him up.
Broken, busted.
Just smack him.
Exactly.
Brusted.
All right.
Absolutely
So,
filthy card.
Jack, do you want to take it from here?
Do I want to? No. Will I? Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so starting off the lightning dudes. The first is Pikachu V. For 1 lightning, search your deck for 2 lightning, attach them to this Pokemon. Very straightforward. And the second attack, 2 lightning, 1 of any, 200, discard all energy attached, 190 HP, 1 retreat, fighting weak, very just standard, straightforward card.
Oh, but it's a Pikachu.
But Pikachu VMAX, bro. The thick Pikachu, nutty, busted. So when it loads. Okay, cool. 310 HP. Really bad on the VMAX. Lowest end we've seen so far. But for 3 lightning, 120 base. You may discard all energy attached. You do 150 more. Hitting a clean 270, which is just short of hitting ADP and very short of hitting anything else relevant, except for like a Zacian or something.
Oof.
But I mean, you got your Tapu Kokos. You got your Turbo Patches for like a benched regular Pikachu V. And then you have the next card that is also in this set, the Electrode. And it is a similar to just what Electrode's normal gimmick is in the TCG, knocking itself out, accelerating energies. So, Buzz Zap Generator. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, knock it out. And if you do, search your deck for 2 lightning, attach them to your Pokemon any way you like, shuffle your deck. Very straightforward. 90 HP, 1 retreat. It has an attack, surprisingly. For 2 lightning, 1 event, you do 100 damage flat, but you're going to put that energy on a Pikachu, obviously. So they're fine cards, obviously. That's the synergy they're going for, but there are better decks in the format. And then lastly, I'll go over the Zapdos. There it is. Scroll through Bulbapedia here. And so 110 HP on a basic, 1 retreat, lightning, fighting resist, 1 colorless, 20 damage. Okay, that's there. But its main attack for 2 lightning, 1 of any, discard all energy attached, and does 160 to one of your opponent's Pokemon V or Pokemon GX. Now, we've seen this attack in Cramorant V, obviously, but Cramorant's infinitely better, where it can hit any Pokemon on your opponent's side of the board, and it's all colorless, so it's easier to accelerate energy. And this one only specifically targets V and GX, but also in this set, there is a new tool card, Telephoto Scope, which adds 30 damage to any benched damage dealt to V or GXs, the obvious city there. Oh, see you later, Trey.
Oh. Well, you keep going, Jack.
Oh, I'll keep going. So obviously, I'm going to kind of go off a little tangent about the scope here. Obviously applies to Cramorant V as well, making that a pretty insane card. Now sniping for 190 onto anything, hitting the numbers to take out the Eldegoss, to take out your Crobats, is pretty insane. And then, things like Salamence V now being able to just spread that much more damage, or even the Galerion Darmanitan VMAX. Hey, he's back.
Hi,
Hello.
Trey.
Welcome back, Trey.
Hello. Sorry about that.
Glad you can join us. Take a seat. But now, with the Galarian Darmanitan putting up to 60 on everything on the bench, pretty nuts. So, Nick, you got a few more cards you would like to discuss later on this list?
Yeah, let's talk about some more cards. So, we have Alakazam V. We haven't seen an Alakazam in a hot minute. I actually don't know when the last time Alakazam cards printed, like Mega Alakazam EX?
I think so.
I think that's the last time there was a Mega Alakazam printed.
Yeah.
So, the whole you can't print Crobat cards thing makes it so we don't see Alakazams very often. Kadabra, that's what I meant to say.
Crobat.
What did I say?
You said Crobat.
I said Crobat? Gosh. I am terrible at words. The whole you can't print, there's like a k sound and like an A in there, so like I'd say it's pretty close.
Sure. Phonetically, same thing.
Yeah. So yeah, since Pokemon can't print Kadabra cards, we don't get to see Alakazam cards very often. But V Pokemon are a perfect excuse to bring out an Alakazam V card. Sadly, this card is not actually that good. It's a Psychic type, 190 HP, 1 colorless retreat, and it is first attack for 1 Psychic. Put 3 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. It's pretty bad considering the fact there's a Mew that's also a bench barrier that does the same thing for any energy. And then second attack, Mind Ruler for 2 Psychic. It does 30 damage for each card in your opponent's hand. So, in theory, you can punish your opponent for having a huge hand size, but there's not going to be a lot of situations where you actually get to use this. Oh, and it's also weak to dark, in case you were worried that it would be too good against Eternatus. It's weak to dark.
Yeah.
Just in case. I know everybody was really concerned about that. But next...
Isn't there a supporter now that forces your opponent to draw cards?
I don't think so.
I thought there was.
There's like an... I don't think so. There's like an Erica.
Erica.
I don't think it... But I actually reread it because I was thinking about it for a different deck a while back. I don't know why I was thinking about it. I think it's for like I was thinking of it for like a weird mill thing. But no, your opponent can choose to not draw cards.
Oh, never mind. Card's terrible.
Yeah.
It was bad to begin with, but
it was pretty bad.
It's even worse now.
But, okay, we're moving on to Dusknoir. It's a Stage 2 Pokemon, 150 HP Psychic type, 2 retreat costs. And, I feel like Dusknoirs always have some weird ability going with it. Like, they always put really unique abilities on Dusknoirs. This ability, Special energy cards attached to each player's Pokemon have no effect and only provide colorless energy instead. So this type of effect was around a long time ago in a stadium card. I believe it's called Crystal Beach. So yeah, Aurora energies, they're just a colorless energy. Hiding energy, it's just a colorless energy. There's plenty of speed lightning energy. It's just a colorless energy. I believe that also means that the
coating metal
energy also just a colorless energy. I do believe that it means that, like, I'm guessing that it means, like, if someone were to attach like a speed lightning energy, they don't get to draw cards off of it because of this ability, because it would just turn it into a colorless energy with no effect. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know if it will get played, but it's interesting. Next card we're looking at is Chimecho. Chimecho is not like game breaking or anything. I just thought that it's a 70 HP psychic Pokemon, one retreat. I thought its first attack was kind of cool. Search your deck for a Pokemon and a supporter card. Reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Just kind of a cool setup Pokemon. Like, we've seen some setup Pokemon that were like search your deck for 2 Pokemon, like the Alola Vulpix. That was no energy cost, but that was really good back in the day. I feel like searching your deck for a specific Pokemon and supporter card can be really good in the right setting. I don't know if this format is necessarily it, but the Chimecho is kind of a cute card.
I'm kind of confused. I thought Chimecho was a stage 1 that evolved from Chingling.
No,
Chingling's a baby.
Chingling is a baby Pokemon.
Oh,
Chimecho came out in Gen 3. Chingling was a Gen 4 Pokemon.
Oh.
It was a Gen 4 baby Pokemon.
I was today years old when I learned.
When you learned that.
TIL.
Other than that, last Pokemon I have for this section of Pokemon is Whimsicott. A little bit of might end up being like kind of a fun deck here. It's a 90 HP Stage 1 Psychic Pokemon, free retreat cost. Its first attack for 3 energy is Triple Draw 3 cards. But we're mainly looking at the second attack, Fling Rush, for 1 Psychic energy. It does 10 damage. Before doing damage, discard any number of Pokemon tools from all of your Pokemon. This attack does 40 more damage for each card you discarded in this way. So if you have 6 tool cards in play attached to all your Pokemon, you do 250 damage for 1 Psychic energy. Which would be a fat hit.
Expanded Sigilif, dude.
Broken.
Actually
insane. And you put
actually
you put U-turn boards down, so then you discard them. They just go back to your hand.
Yup.
We got some memes a brewing here.
Wow.
Oh, you wish this was just a meme, dude.
Man, I didn't even think about it with the Sigilif. That's actually like kind of insane. That actually could be insane. But
just better.
What was that, Jack?
I think that was just, I would say, argue better tool drop.
Yeah, I mean,
Trubbish tool drop.
I mean, there are tool drop, but those also don't discard the tools.
Yeah,
in play.
But this would be dealing more damage.
It does deal 10 more damage per tool, but you have to discard the tools.
And then you have the base. Well, then also, like you said, the U-turn board kind of go back to your hand, and there's plenty of option cycle tools as well.
Yeah. It definitely hits a lot more.
To think about.
It can hit more damage than the tool drop, which is something to consider. But
I totally forgot tool drop existed.
Yeah,
that was such a cool deck.
Yeah, and there's also the Doublade that has tool drop for 2 colorless. Nowadays, does 30 times the number of tools. So, yeah.
Wicked.
And I think I'm going to pass it off to Quentin to round out the last of the Pokemon in this set.
All right. So the next Pokemon we're looking at today is going to be Galerion Surfetch'd V. It's a 210 HP fighting Pokemon with a 2 retreat cost, weak to Psychic, no resistance. Its ability, Resolute Spear. Once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from your bench to the active spot, you may move any amount of fighting energy from your other Pokemon to it. So all you have to do to set this bad boy up is switch him from your bench to your active. Which is pretty cool. And then its attack, Meteor Smash, for 2 fighting and 1 colorless, does 200. And during your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. Now, these, like, during your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack attacks are kind of, like, just inconvenient at this point. Like, there's so many ways to get this Pokemon out of the active and back into the active to reset that ability of the attack. But
in this case, you can just switch into a different Surfetched and move.
Well, you
energy.
can't.
Oh my god!
I was thinking about chaining them, kind of like you would Machamp Primes, dating myself. But Machamp Prime moves itself with its ability. This does not.
No, it doesn't. But you can still just play like a switch or an air balloon to retreat it.
Yeah. But it'd be cooler if it moved itself.
It would be cooler if it moved itself.
It'd be cooler.
But this is really cool. I didn't realize that just having 2 Surfetch.
Yeah, you just kind of bounce.
That's great. That's really fun. I can definitely see this making its way into fighting toolbox decks for sure. And I feel like fighting is on the rise right now, especially with just with Eternatus VMAX being such a strong deck, and it doesn't look like that's going to change for at least a few more sets, which, you know, probably the rest of the format. Eternatus is probably going to stick around and be BDIF.
Well, I think
up there.
I think it'll be just obviously probably top deck until it rotates for obvious reasons because it's pretty nuts. But well, let's get back on track here. Quinn, you got a couple 100%. More to keep going over.
So next Pokemon we're talking about is Garbador. 120 HP for a stage 1 dark type. Weak to fighting, 3 retreat cost. Its first attack, Dust Cyclone, for 2 colorless, does 30 times the number of Pokemon tools in your discard pile. Then you shuffle them into your deck.
Whimsicott.
Cool. Yeah, a little bit of synergy there.
Yeah, that would be a really fun combo. I could see that.
What a coincidence.
In the same set.
Same set. Play them together. This Garbador's second attack is Poison Spray for 1 dark and 2 colorless. It does 80 damage, and your opponent's Pokemon is now poisoned.
We don't care about that.
It's alright. It's alright.
We want to shuffle tools in.
That first attack. Yeah.
That's infinite really tool recovery.
You never deck out.
Whimsicott hit him with that Fling Rush.
Dude, why'd they even ban Biloba Bryson Man, dude? That's a counter. That's a. Yeah.
Is Garbador?
Should never been banned. Yeah. You tech in 4 tools and Garbador line. So even if they Biloba, you still got the 1 left.
Oh yeah.
Obviously. Oh yeah.
What about if they Surge Biloba?
Shh.
All right.
Just ban Surge. Standard.
I thought you were just gonna say play 7
of course.
tools.
Oh.
Play 7 tools.
I didn't think about that. Wait, okay.
All right, so the next Pokemon I'm going to talk about is Aegislash-V. 210 HP, Steel type basic. 3 retreat cost, weak to fire, resistant to grass. Slash for a steel and colorless does 50 damage. Second attack, 2 steel and colorless. Sonic Edge for 130. Attacks damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active. Pretty cool. Just, you know, kind of a standard V, it seems like.
ADP doesn't get hit by like, you can hit through it through Decidueyes and Alterias.
Oh my
gosh. Right.
Oh my gosh.
Broken.
I didn't even think about that. The one hard ADP counter is just, like, not a hard counter anymore.
It's like
that's the point of Duraludon.
Yeah, but this is
better.
Arguably better. Because the VMAX is also good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it evolves into Aegislash VMAX. 320 HP, still on the lower end that we've seen. I mean, I guess, what's the range that we've seen on VMAX? Is 310 to like 340?
310 to 340.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 320 is like average-ish.
Yeah.
I think it's more average than seeing 330.
I think the only 330 is Charizard.
Yeah.
That I can think
and
of.
There's only
I don't feel like looking into it.
There's only one
we'll say yes.
310, right? And that's Pikachu.
No,
There's
several now.
Pikachu, there's Alcremie, and the Orbeez.
An Orbeetle, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, Aegislash VMAX is a real cool attacker. So it's only attack. It doesn't have an ability. It doesn't have any other attacks. Just Max Slash for 2 steel, 1 colorless. It does 160 plus 30 for each prize you've taken. So this is your game finisher.
And we know how many prizes ADPization takes. Very
All of them.
quickly.
in 2 turns. But yeah, so the way I see this playing out in ADP, you keep that Aegislash on your bench throughout the game to get through safeguarders or anything like that. And then, when you've got 3 prizes left to take and they've just got, some little V or even a VMAX or something, and you've taken 3 prizes, let's say, you're dealing 250 damage.
280.
Right
if we're assuming ADP.
If you're using ADP, it'd be 280, yeah.
Yep. I forgot how ADP works.
If you've taken 4 prizes, you go up to 310. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Oof. And then you just have to...
5, you knock out an Eternatus for
VMAX.
3 energy. That's cool.
With no snipes or tools or anything.
No, just 340. It's pretty good.
Nutty. Yeah, Aegislash is really good. Next card I'm going to talk about is Snorlax. 130 HP.
Ooh, Snorlax.
Whoa.
They reprinted Beach.
It only has a 3 retreat cost.
That's what you're more interested in. Is the 3 retreat cost rather than
Snorlax,
the beach being
That is weird.
That is
a little
I
weird.
agree.
I would have expected
that is
before.
weird for a Snorlax.
Yes, that is weird.
I mean,
He's leaned out, a little thinner. Okay, he's dropped some weight.
Kind of small in that picture.
Drawing
But
them
yeah,
cards, a bit of a workout.
Yeah. So the big
Those curls
point
in.
of this card is its ability, Stuff Face. Like they were saying, it's pretty similar. Once during your
Pretty
turn,
similar?
if this Pokemon is in the active, you may draw until you have 7 cards in hand, and your turn ends. So it's Beach in your active spot. Very cool. And, I would appreciate it if this Snorlax was a little bit beefier. I feel like 130 is a little too easy to hit nowadays. A format or 2 ago, 130 on a basic Beach ability would have been so nuts. I feel like this right now, you'd only get to use it once, maybe twice if you start with it, But being a colorless tech, it can go in any deck that you want. And I can definitely see it being teched into a lot of meta decks. Just as you're starting Pokemon, there are a couple decks that just turn 1, you don't really have much to do. Especially if you you probably play a supporter, so this Snorlax is probably going to see quite a bit of play, I would say. Last Pokemon I'm going to be talking about is Exploud. 160 HP, stage 2, with a 3 retreat cost. Its first attack, which is the one we're worried about, is for 2 colorless, does 50 times the number of Pokemon you have in play with the round attack. And while right now, Exploud and the Loudred that it evolves from are the only Pokemon in standard with round, it would be really busted and expanded. And if TPCI chooses to release some more round attackers in the next set or coming sets, I can definitely see this Pokemon being something that you at least have to worry about prepping for tournaments and stuff. Because for 2 energy, let's say it's just the 4. You have like 2 Loudred and 2 Exploud. That's 200 damage for 2 energy. Bogus. Nutty. Super powerful. But if we get even just one other attacker that has round, you fill up your bench, it's 300 damage for 2 energy. Busted.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good. Obviously the glaring drawback is you need only Pokemon with round in play, and that takes away any of your support Pokemon. So it's kind of like what we discussed off camera about being expanded with things like Meloetta EX or other Seismitoads. You would also have access to Skyfield, allowing you, well, if you're using this Exploud as your main attacker, being the strongest of the bunch, you can sacrifice some of that bench space for draw Pokemon because, like you said, 6 Pokemon in play is 300 damage. That's an absurd amount of damage. You can have the extra, 3 slots in the bench for Shamans or Dedens or, whatever you throw into play. So you can play with that. It'd be a much better to have it expanded with access to double colorless as well as twin energy. So you're not limited to just 4 energy. So I like the idea. I'd play around with it and expanded. But as far as standard, like you said, only having the 2 really limits the deck damage output, and just like the nature of the deck itself is just limiting. So I have just a little comment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely it has potential for the future, but right now, trying to play it in standard, pretty meh. Trey, would you like to take over and talk about some of these cool trainers?
Absolutely. So the first trainer we're gonna go over is Drone Rotom. So your opponent reveals their hand, then look at the top card of your opponent's deck. So I mean, you just get insight as to what they have and next card they're gonna have. I mean, there's no downside to that. I mean, I don't know exactly how often that'd be played. But it's just an interesting item to me. Next one, Telephoto Scope. So it's a tool card. The attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to do 30 more damage to your opponent's benched Pokemon V or benched Pokemon GX. And I mean, we've already talked about several circumstances that this could be applicable, and it could make a huge difference when hitting many different types of Pokemon V and GX when on the bench. I mean, there's a lot of Pokemon that have those sniping capabilities. So we'll move on also to Memory Capsule, another tool card that's actually mentioned being referenced by Vaporeon, Flareon, and Jolteon. So the Pokemon this card is attached to can use any attack from its previous evolutions. So again, with the evolutions, they reference it to activate their ability. And then there's a couple other cards that could possibly use this in a little bit of a synergy type way. One of them that we actually looked at was Gardevoir V, if I'm correct, with its ability to be able to heal when it's in its VMAX form, and then doing extra damage if it was healed in the turn before with its V attack. I do believe that's correct.
The V is if it got healed this turn.
This turn. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Okay. But okay, so moving into supporters. So we have and I'm sorry if I pronounce this incorrectly. Bia. I think it's Bia, B-E-A, Bia. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck. If any of those cards are energy cards, attach them to your benched fighting Pokemon in any way that you like. So I really don't think we've seen like fighting. I mean, this isn't specifically fighting acceleration, like because it's energy cards to your fighting Pokemon. I mean, like, but again, it's directly to fighting Pokemon on your bench. But I don't know if we've had any like fighting acceleration quite like that. So that's an interesting take, and I mean, I'm a big fan of fighting type Pokemon, so if we can get energy to them quicker, I'm all about it, personally. And then, so the last supporter card I'm going to go over is Leon, which was referenced by Quentin with Charizard. So this card is actually, text is, during this turn, your Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. And so I believe, Quentin, you went over that a little bit with Charizard being able, with the more Leons it had in discard pile, more damage it does. And then having that Leon actually played that turn, you add 30 more to that. So, I mean, there's a lot of synergy with that as well. But, I mean, it could definitely be a card that could be played of, I don't know, a couple copies just to be able to hit those numbers that you need to hit and things like that. So, Jack, I'll pass off to you for the rest of the trainers.
Alrighty. While next in line here is the staff. And when you play League Staff Supporter, you draw 2 cards. But if you have the Wyndham Stadium in play, you draw an extra 2 cards. Now, why would you have Wyndham Stadium in play? Well, here's why. Because Wyndham Stadium, when you evolve from a V to a V Max, you heal 100 damage from that Pokemon. So not only do V Max get an absurd amount of HP, they get an absurd amount of healing just because you put them into play. That's fine. It's okay.
That's fine. Everything's fine.
It's cool. It's fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
I said it's fine.
Jack, you're so salty about that.
Nick,
you were like,
fine.
why? Why is this a card?
Because power creep and damage inflation is fine. It's okay. It's totally healthy for a game.
It's cool.
I'm not mad or bitter. Fun. Anyways, next card. So next card here we got Nessa. Busted. We already went over this. Put a combination of 4 water Pokemon or a combination of 4 water Pokemon water energy from the obviously only printed to exist with Barracuda. There's 0 other reason to play that card because that's the only deck you need to play. So you have to play it in a deck. Like, otherwise, like, what's the point of even playing the game?
Not that you need the card in the deck. You just need to play the deck itself.
Oh yeah. Like,
you don't play it. Not gonna.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't have that sick nasty full art, all that total blinged out stuff. I'm surprised there's not a golden Cramorant in this list. I think it's wrong.
Golden Cramorant.
We'll see. Yeah, you know what they're doing with the shiny guys.
Yeah.
Every set.
That would
except
actually look really
cool.
cool.
There's Obstagoon.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be sick. Anyways, sidetrack. Now we are on to the other stadium in the set, Heroes Bath. And Heroes Bath, it's an interesting name. Basic Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponents take 20 less damage. So, cool. So those Vs you have in play already take those they already take less damage, and then you replace that with your Wyndham Stadium, and then you VMAX, and so you just never take damage on your Vs or VMAXs. It's so cool. This is so cool.
I feel like
salty.
it's not gonna work that well.
I'm just making up hypotheticals, which are really absurd, but still really stupid hypotheticals.
Yeah. If that happened, very dumb.
That'd be the dumbest thing I've
ever
seen.
Don't like VMAXs. Next card in line is we got 2 special energy in the set. The first being a Wash Water Energy. And when it is attached to your water Pokemon, prevent all effects of attacks except damage. Oh no, what a shame. Done to that water Pokemon it's attached to. And then we have the Coating Metal Energy. Let's load it. All right, cool. Yeah, Coating Metal Energy when it's attached to your metal Pokemon, they don't have weakness. So if you're worried about losing Frying Pan in the rotation, it's all fine now. We got it back. Kinda. But
bro, can we get something printed that specifically just prevents steel weakness? Because I feel like there's so many like VMAXs that could be good, but they're all weak to metal.
Yes.
No, we just give all the support to metal and not ban ADP. Because we need ADP to stay around to compete with G-Maxs, VMAXs.
Yeah, I mean, I guess weakness card energy does exist,
around the
but like,
VMAXs.
man, there's so many new VMAXs that are weak to metal.
True.
They're really, and they made them all like just weak in general too. And on top of like the metal weakness, just a slap in the face.
I think
like Alcremie being 310.
I think you could argue that Alcremie, Gardevoir, and Galarian Darmanitan are all like pretty solid V Pokemon. Just the fact that they're weak to metal really stops them.
Yeah,
it really does. It really hits them.
Honestly, ban ADP.
I'm down for that. I guess.
I think we're well aware, Nick.
And then the last thing we know for sure about this set is that there are going to be some amazing rare cards in the set. Now, Nick? What is an amazing rare card? Well, amazing rares are like these. They're kind of similar to like the crystal Pokemon from like way back in the day. So essentially, they just have this really cool like rainbow art in the background. It kind of like breaks the border and stuff. It's really cool, and they all have ridiculous energy costs. Like Jirachi has Psychic Fighting Metal. Rayquaza has Grass Lightning Fighting. Like the energy costs on these attacks are just ridiculous. You're almost never going to actually power them up. You're going to have to go through some through leaps and bounds to power these up, except for an expanded where you can use Ho-EX and Ninja Boy. I knew Jack was going to say something about it.
I was just going to wait for you to say something about it.
But,
I was going to take my time, wait my turn.
But yeah, so so the amazing rares in this set are Jirachi, Celebi, Rayquaza, Raikou, Zacian, and Zamazenta. Those are the ones I believe are confirmed for sure. And yeah, that's pretty much all we can kind of know / guess for what's going to be good cards in this set. I don't believe the entire set list, English set list, is not 100% confirmed. So there might be some other cards that show up in this set or don't show up in the set that we talked about. But for the most part, the cards that we talked about should be in this Vivid Voltage set that comes out in November.
I was just checking.
Sorry, go Quentin.
I was just checking out some of the secret rares in the set because we've reached the end of the set.
Yeah.
I just checked out the Pikachu VMAX Rainbow secret rare. That thing is pretty.
Oh yeah,
you're pretty.
Aww.
Honestly, I think
also that gold Obstagoon.
Oh yeah, there's the gold Galerion Obstagoon.
Gold Obstagoon.
It's a reprint from the Sword and Shield base set one.
Man, it should just been the regular goon.
The Zigzagoon?
Yeah.
Oh, that would. Oh, I would. Oh my god.
Zigzagoon.
Oh my god. Gold Zigzagoon would have been. Oh my god, that'd be so played.
That'd have been kind of nuts.
I hate gold cards, but that'd probably be the only.
That's your one exception.
Gold Zigzagoons.
Yeah, because they don't look good. Except it probably look. Does the shiny one still have the same color scheme of like the light blue?
Probably. The light blue,
that's
white, and red. Yeah.
That'd be lit.
So with that being said, we've gone through all the cards that we are predicting will be in the set. So what is everyone's favorite card from Vivid Voltage? I already know Jack's. And I'm pretty sure I know Trey's. What was mine? I thought I picked something, but I don't remember what I picked. I genuinely don't remember what I thought thought of.
Well, I can go over mine.
Yeah, there you go.
Mine's Galerion Darmanitan VMAX for sure. I just like it overall as a card. I love its art. That's always a huge thing for me. But I don't know. Again, like you said, it's got the metal weakness, which sucks. And I wish was different, but I don't know. I still think it's got opportunity to it. It's just got solid attack, ways to get it done, but
no, the 230 spread is like pretty awesome.
Exactly. I just think the metal weakness is gonna suck. Yeah. That's what's gonna tear it down.
I also really like the artwork on it.
For sure.
Oh my god, it's incredible. I don't think the artwork has been amazing like the past few sets. I love it.
Sword and Shield,
they're killing it.
They've really stepped up their game on the art on a lot of these cards.
Absolutely.
Just beautiful cards.
Mm-hmm.
What about everybody else?
Jack, have you figured out your favorite card?
Nick, what's my favorite card?
Is it not Cramorant?
Yeah, I was gonna guess Cramorant.
You've been talking about how it's the only deck you can play.
Well, yeah. Like, I thought that was obvious.
Like, why would you play something else?
Why would you need to play anything else?
So is it not, are you trying to say it's not actually your favorite card?
Nah, it probably is. It's pretty hot.
I
was going back over the list to see like, what else? Oh, there are a bunch of in the set. So, but the ones I guess, yeah, probably just the Cramorant combo within the bubble of Vivid Voltage is probably my favorite thing here. I'm trying also like going over some other obscure cards to see if there's something cute, but not really seeing much.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. If I had to choose, okay, so best card in the set, I would say Aegislash and Aegislash VMAX. just because they go straight into ADP and they take it to just another level, which it didn't need. But
Very true.
it's not going anywhere.
True.
It's not going
True.
anywhere. But I think my favorite card of the set is Galerion Surfetched. It's just a really, really cool fighting attacker. And I think, you know, if you're not playing ADP and you're not playing Eternatus, you're probably either playing some welder deck or some fighting deck. And
Or Frostmoth deck.
or Frostmoth. Sorry, yes, or Frostmoth. Is that our meta?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
For the most part, outside of
Mad Party.
Mad Party, but yeah, Baby Will
A couple, like,
Cephalon,
meta
but,
decks.
Baby Will Cephalon's a welder deck.
Like, yeah.
I will
I guess,
also
like,
say
meta counter.
that the full art Galarian Surfetched V is also phenomenal looking.
Oh yeah.
All the, like,
art's
the full
great.
arts now like actually look good. Like the first round of, I guess not first round of EXs, but when they brought them back and they had all the good looking full arts
Yeah.
before they turned the GXs into these really gross, just 3D render mono backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's pretty hyped that they're actually doing this, and they don't have rainbow rares for everything now, because those are absurd too.
Oh, true, yeah.
Also, on another tangent, back to Alakazam, there's an Alcremie in this set. When you evolve into it, each player draws a card.
Ooh. Scoop
Oh,
up
Oh, you
the
got the
okay.
Nets, bro.
Bring up the Nets, bro.
The Nets, dude. Wait, what did it do? Like 30 plus 30?
It
each
did
card?
30 times the number of cards in your opponent's hand.
Oh, it's not even 30 plus.
So your opponent needs to have 12 cards in their hand for you to one-shot VMAX. And I feel like them having 12 cards in their hand is much worse for you than it is for them.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Can we just get Chorus back in rotation?
But
What is that?
but Chorus wouldn't make their
Chorus
hand
is
size
only,
bigger.
yeah, it would only make your hand bigger.
If they played it, it would.
Oh.
Well, I mean, if they see that,
If they see that you're
they're
going
not
for
just going
that,
to see
they
the
probably
Alakazam
won't.
and you go,
They
okay,
probably
well, I'll
won't
play all my
Chorus for
cards
10,
down.
yeah. Fair.
Yeah, who goes
fair.
Chorus for 10 and pass?
True.
I just have a dead hand. I don't. Sorry. I don't know
Oh
what
god,
to
my hand's dead.
do. On the double Alcremied me. No, I'm at 12.
Oh
My
no!
each got knocked out. How I couldn't have avoided that.
Man,
Dang it, man.
I'm just
Gosh.
Shoot.
not very.
I just got outplayed there.
Just got
Just
outplayed.
100% big brained. I got baited into drawing 10 dead cards.
I guess I'll finish off by saying what I think is my favorite card from the set. I think my favorite card from the set is probably Snorlax, just because it's a very unique in the sense that we haven't seen this type of effect on a Pokemon before, and we haven't seen this effect printed in a long time. Many people have called for Tropical Beach reprints over the years, just because of access to the card. Obviously, this is not the same thing. Because in expanded, you can still use Tropical Beach and like leave like a Pokédoll or a Robo Substitute in the active. But I do like the idea of having a set up Pokemon that is a single prizer. I do think there could be ways in the future that this card gets used, and I definitely could see this card being very strong. I just think it's really cool. I think it's well balanced by being 3 retreat costs, because obviously if it was 2 retreat costs, then you can just air balloon it and retreat it. But like with this, it definitely you're definitely gonna have to use a switch on it. I'm interested to see what happens with this card, because obviously this is not a deck by itself. Like you got to come up with something crazy for it to work in. Even if you just use it as a setup Pokemon, like it's still pretty good.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
actually, what you just said just cemented in my brain how weird it is that this Snorlax, for the first time ever, Snorlax has 3 instead of 4 retreat cost. But it's not like we have a float stone in format. It's air balloon, which just subtracts 2 from the retreat cost. So like 4 versus 3, either way you have to switch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it
what was
doesn't
their
change that much.
reasoning?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess its attack is 3, right? So
Hey,
if you can attack, you should be able to
Rocket
retreat.
Snorlax EX had 3 retreat costs.
Oh. There we go.
Oh,
I was
There you
looking it up. I was looking up Snorlaxes because I thought the Plasma Snorlax from back in the day had a 3 retreat cost, but that does have
no.
that does
No,
have
that
4
one
retreat
has
costs.
4
It
for
does
sure.
have 4. Pretty much every Snorlax
4
has
AF.
4 retreat costs, except for Rocket Snorlax and this Snorlax.
Okay, I was only off by 1 Snorlax.
There's also one Snorlax from, I don't even know what era this is, but it's pretty old. That has a 3 retreat. But most of them have 4.
I was gonna say I feel like they usually do have 4, but
They do. Oh, here's an e-reader Snorlax that has a 3 retreat cost.
Oh, e-reader, cool.
Yeah. So there's also like a Delta species one that has 3 retreat costs. Anyway, the point is only a handful of them have 3 retreat costs. They usually have 4. So
Heck yeah.
Jack, you want to lead us out?
All right, well, we're done here. I'm going to bed. I'm an old man. I'm tired.
It's past Jack's bedtime.
But it's way past my bedtime. You kidding me? It's like dude, my mom's gonna be mad. She's gonna be pissed. I'm getting grounded. So I gotta keep it down. But no, seriously. Thank you for those who have stuck through to watch to the end. Subscribe, like, all the fun stuff, everything we tell you to do every time. Follow Nick's personal page, all his Twitter, his YouTube, his Twitch. Sorry, I'm a little tired.
You're fine.
and all the stuff. Comment what you want to see. Comment whatever, And I think we're done. I'm done here. So if anyone has any closing remarks, say now or keep your peace.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Oh, God.
Oh, he's gone.